this one.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get started. Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Emma Schwartz, and I'm the chair of the Agency Operations Committee. It is 1:26 p.m., and I'd like to call the April 27th Agency Operations Committee meeting to order. Please be aware that this meeting is being broadcast via the internet. Members, when I call your name, please announce present. Welcome Wilson.
Present.
Javed Anwar is not with us. Fred Farias.
Present.
Robert Gaunt.
Present.
Donna Williams.
Present.
Matthew Smith.
Present.
And myself, Emma Schwartz. Please record in the minutes that we have a quorum. Agenda item number 2 is consideration and possible action to approve the minutes from the January 26, 2022 Agency Operations Committee meeting. Do I have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
So move.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Agenda item number 3 is public testimony. We do not have anyone registered to testify today, so we'll go on to the next item. Agenda item number 4 is approval of the consent calendar. We do not have any items on the consent calendar today, so we'll move on to the next agenda item. Agenda item 5A is a report on grants and contracts. This item does not require any action. Members, the reports were included with the agenda, materials that you received prior to the meeting, and Ms. Linda Natal, Director of Contract and Grant Management, is available if you have any questions. Ms. Natal. Questions? Any comments? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to the next agenda item. Agenda item 5B is consideration and possible action to approve entering contracts up to $1 million for procurement of office furniture and chairs. Mr. Ken Martin, Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer, will present this item and be available to answer any questions. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. Good afternoon. The agency is scheduled to relocate to the new Capitol complex. Usually I don't need a microphone, but this one's loud. Scaring me. So the agency is scheduled to relocate to a new building in the Capitol complex September 2022, so this coming September. And for our newer members, how we got here is the Texas Facility Commission assigned the agency the George H.W. Bush Building, 1801 South Congress Avenue. And so with that, we have been working to get things in alignment for our move. One of the items that we requested during the 87th legislative session was funding to replace some furniture. We had some very, very old, dilapidated furniture, chairs, et cetera, and we did receive funding. We received a little over $700,000 for that particular purpose. We're working to source through vendors and 4 chairs, office furniture, desks, credenzas, et cetera. We have approximately 150 offices that we need to furnish. The Facilities Commission will furnish the cubicles. We need to furnish the offices. And so this particular item provides the agency the authority to continue with that procurement and for the chairs and for the office furniture for the new building. We anticipate taking delivery of these sometime in the August-September timeframe at the new building, and then have them installed in the offices once they're completed. Happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Are there any questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve entering into a contract up to $1 million for procurement of office furniture and chairs?
Motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. Agenda item 5C is consideration and possible action to adopt the proposed repeal and replacement of Rule 1.16 concerning contracts, including grants for materials and or services. Members, you have supplemental materials in your packets for this item printed on goldenrod paper. Nicole Bunker Henderson, General Counsel, will present this item and be available to answer any questions. Hi, Nicole.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members. Good afternoon. This item presents you with the opportunity to amend Rule 1.16, which is the board rule governing the procurement process. So by rule, the board delegates authority to the commissioner and to, at lower levels, to deputy commissioners to approve certain purchases. Given the influx of both federal and state dollars, and I think we've spent no small amount of time today also talking about inflation, the current rule has really become out of date and is creating problems with the efficiency, and also presents compliance issues with the complexity of procurement laws, ethics laws, and Open Meetings Act laws. So with this item, if you choose to amend Rule 1.16, you would grant to the commissioner authority to procure and to contract up to $5 million. At the point of exceeding $1 million, the commissioner would provide notification to the chair, the vice chair, and the chair of the committee that the contract normally would have gone through, which would then present those members the opportunity to ask questions or weigh in with either me or the commissioner about those excess of $1 million procurements. Notably, Rule 1.16 applies not only to contracts with vendors, but it also governs grants, and there's a significant amount of grants that flow through this agency and are dispersed to various institutions. With the quarterly board meeting schedule, we think this rule probably provides the best balancing of both efficiency and oversight for the board to make sure that we get all of those contracts done, do those purchases, disperse those grants in a timely basis, but also to provide you all with input. The rule also will update all of our reporting to the board to make sure that you all are receiving all of the reports of the contracts on a timely basis as well. I'm happy to answer any other questions you all may have.
Is this rule the same for budgeted and unbudgeted items?
Yes, yes, Madam Chair. The way the rule works currently is Ken has the report that he provides to you, right, that are the reporting, but because of the procurement laws and open meetings laws, we're doing this very kind of complex dance with you all of trying to get everything brought to you in time, but that includes all disbursement of funds, both budgeted and unbudgeted.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions?
So how much time you think this will save by moving it to that high of an amount?
I think,
is it a time issue or speed of executing?
I think, one, it will improve. So I don't know if I can quantify it in time. I think
Yeah.
it will definitely reduce the amount of stress because right now, for example, the item that you just saw about the furniture, right? We need to purchase $900,000 in furniture, and we had to kind of scramble around and make sure that that got on the board agenda to make sure that could happen, because that move happens in September, right? And so that purchase has to occur now. I also think it presents a significant opportunity for compliance because of the complexity of the procurement laws and then Open Meetings Act laws, and then also the ethics, so the conflicts of interest. When you put the purchasing authority with the commissioner, we only have to do one conflicts check, right? Rather than checking across multiple board members to ensure that there's not a conflict of interest with those particular grants or purchasing. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily like we have been working within the bounds. It's not really a time issue, but it definitely is an efficiency issue.
Got it. Thank you.
I accidentally turned my mic off. On the notification to the board, once the expenditures go over $1 million, I know it's prior to the agreement, putting the agreement in place. Is there a period where the board or the three people that would get it would have to review it and then go back to the commissioner and say, yeah, we agree, disagree, and get our questions answered before the agreement is in place? Is there a period of time we'd have to do that?
Ms. Williams, we can make that, yes. We do anticipate that there would be probably like within a week, right, that we would allow for that. It is not framed as the previous rule was, where it's a majority approval. It's more of a notification. if you have any concerns. But we can build an internal process within our internal guidance that allows, for example, like a business week for any kind of, pause before we execute that contract.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Nicole, was it not, I thought it was for approval.
So the board notification is not.
Not for approval,
It
but
was
for the-
previously for approval, but that
But the chair, the vice chair, and the committee chair
would
be for approval.
No, sir. It would be for notification, because the approval should not occur outside of an open meeting. So that was the complexity.
That's why we're doing this, basically.
That's one of the myriad reasons. We're trying to comply with all of the laws, and
Okay.
also get all these things executed.
okay. That's
Yes,
right.
sir. But of course, you can always, I'm over contracts and procurement, and of course, you can always reach out to me if you have any concerns to be addressed.
Okay, great. Are there any other questions? Okay, agenda item 6A is review of the fiscal year 2022 financial report to the board. This item does not require any action. Mr. Ken Martin, Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer, will present this item and be available to answer questions. Mr. Martin.
Thank you.